The brain is the most complex organ of the body, and it is the most interesting object in the world. It does so many amazing things, a lot of which we're not even aware of, and a lot of which we don't know how. So one of the biggest mysteries that neuroscientists are working on is how the brain learns and memorizes. As Diane Ackerman said once, nothing is more memorable than a smell. So now I want to grab your attention to a more detailed and fascinating process in learning and memory, and that is learning different odors that are associated with different events. How does our brain do this? How do we learn different odors and associate them to events? Well, let me put it this way. How does the smell of lilies remind you of funerals? Or the smell of roses remind you of an event that happened long, long time ago during your childhood? Well, my research project tries to find an answer to these mind-boggling questions. We think that there must be a molecule or a complex of molecules responsible for this fascinating process. And our candidate was CAMK2. To test my hypothesis, we have a very clever but yet simple animal model. In this model, we inject the animals with a drug that blocks the activity of this molecule. And at the same time, we expose them to a scent, for example, scent of apples. And I give them tactile stimulation, which mimics the mother's love for them. So they form an association between the scent of apples and the pleasure feeling of their mother's love caressing them. So in a control condition, when I don't inject the animals with this drug and I don't block the activity of this molecule, they have a robust preference for the scent of apples when they're tested with different odors, for example, the odor of bananas. But in my experimental condition, when I do inject the animals with this drug that blocks the activity of CAMK2, the animals cannot differentiate between different odors. They do not have a specific preference for the scent of apples or the scent of bananas or any other smell. So this solves one of the biggest mysteries that we are facing regarding the puzzle of how we differentiate different odors. It can pave the way to understanding the molecular mechanism underlying different diseases like PTSD. And last but not least, I'd like to thank my supervisor, Dr. Chi Wan, and Memorial University for giving me the opportunity to do research on the edge.